Now you are. I think I get off at like 9. I started up a stream for Borderlands, but I get off at like 9:30, so I can definitely play it with you. But I don't think I work tomorrow or the next day, so I've got to do some stuff. I have to write my teacher evaluation, and then I have to write, and then I'm probably going to do all my online class evaluations, but I should be pretty much done. Well, I should be off every Monday and Tuesday, and then I think I'll only work from like 3:30 to 9. I actually hopefully will find out how much management day is at that fucking store. Mine shouldn't change much, but mine might change in the summertime. Just a little bit. Just because during the summer I want to work and save up more cash. So that way, the next semester. But other than that, it won't be a big change. Does that mean the only night you really stay up and play games is Tuesday? I was just going to say, because my schedule is going to put me off at 9:30 almost every night on Mondays and Tuesdays. That'll work. Yeah, I have classes till like noon on Tuesday, and then other than that, I'm free all fucking day.
Target hit.
Yep. No, recently I've been trying to play with people besides the group I've been playing with, because, like, I don't know. Besides just the only one out of my current friend group I don't have. It's like my brother and me. We work some shit out just because we and he apologized to me. I greatly appreciate it because that's been a fucking but he and Sean decided on getting along just because my brother can be kind of a prick and he's very conservative. The shit he says is very offensive almost all the time. I know it won't bother you. It doesn't bother Juicy either. Although I think I don't really have a stance on politics. But no, it's just my brother pulled some fuck shit before he left, and that bitter taste in a lot of people's mouths. And like Saya and Sean and them don't like fucking playing with him. which I can understand completely because I didn't know nothing with him. And we caught him talking shit because like we were mad and I vented back. Caught him talking shit on one of his, like, he streamed. So like the dude that was a dick to all of us in our group, that like was a real fucking piece of work. He started playing with him to, I think, piss us off. Brother's just basically actually fucking petty. And we caught him talking shit in the stream with that guy, and that guy was talking shit on us. And we were like, what the fuck?
Oh, you know.
It was just a literal confirmation of bullshit, but I don't know what the fuck's gotten in Sean's britches lately, but he's been a fucking unbearable to deal with. Refusing to play games, like, well, then finally when we finally got him to fucking talk to us, we were like, hey, we'll all play through all the Borderlands games. And because he hadn't played fucking games with us, so me and Josiah were like, fuck it. Josiah doesn't have this one, but he was thinking of buying it just so he could play with us. And Sean was like, oh, I don't know, I might play with Drew, but I'm not. So he kind of just gave us the fuck you cold shoulder. And me and Josiah were pretty pissed about that. So that's kind of where we're at on that whole fucking ordeal, and I can say I am not happy with fucking any of it. Like there's no fucking reason. Like if you don't want to play with your friends, be like, hey, I don't feel like playing with you guys right now. Everyone would fucking understand. But like lack of communication, throwing fucking fits, temper tantrums, drama, fucking getting mad or fucking talking shit or saying stuff in the background, it's not worth it. Like when I talk on my streams, and if anyone catches me saying things on my stream, I speak on my stream my fucking opinion. And if they're like, oh, I feel like you're talking shit, we'll fucking talk about it, because that's just the way I am. Like I'm not any different on when I'm streaming than when I'm in real life. So like the shit I'm saying right here, I would have no fucking problem saying to people's faces. Which my brother, I guess, didn't fucking realize that, so he did his own fucking thing. But like communication is key between human beings, and like whenever you take that out and then shit gets fucking crazy, there's no hope for fucking anything at that point. And there's just been a lot of lack of communication and a bunch of bullshit, and it's honestly just really rubbed me the wrong way. And like now it's basically for the last 2 weeks, it's just been me and Josiah playing games, because Sean's either only playing single player games, and when we invite him to a party just to talk to him, he throws a fit. Which, there's no reason for that. And then we talked it out, so I think we're good. But when we talked it out, he went and said he doesn't know if he wants to play Borderlands with us. But he did it like this. Basically, we're like, hey, we can all play Borderlands. He's like, well, I don't know. I'm going to play with Drew, and I'm going back to my roots. And then we both just kind of went, what the fuck does that mean? Like, that statement's not a fucking good statement to make whenever you're trying to get over some shit, you know? So I don't think anyone was very fucking happy after that point. But the thing is like, when the way I am, if I say something that pisses someone off or makes them not feel super great, I'll be like, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. Or we'll talk about it. That's how I am. I'm very vocal. Oh, I'm very vocal about like. Very vocal about like the way I feel, and if something bothers me, I will make it very well known, because I don't like holding that shit in. I don't think anyone does. So, and I mean, we've played together for fucking ever. Like, we played together back when I still lived in fucking Ulysses, but I hadn't heard shit from you, and I didn't know what was going on, but I'm glad to hear that you're doing better now, because fuck, the way you described all that shit was a little bullshit. I'd imagine. But basically, I'm honestly kind of just looking for more people to play with. Like I can play with the guys I've been playing with, especially Josiah and Juicy. But I can't continuously play with the others. One, because if I try, they'll throw bitch fits or this drama shit. So it's like I have to take them in short bursts, or I'll lose my fucking mind. So I'm trying to get like a new group of people to play with. Because, well, and like now that you're back, I'm hoping to play with you more, but we're gonna have to work through some scheduling shit, I guess. But I mean, that kind of goes with fucking anything. But I mean, if you've got people you want to fucking play with or do shit, oh, what? Continue. Well, like, I'm down to play with whoever. I never normally have a problem, unless they're an unbearable fucking dick, but even then, that's rare. But, like, I normally play with Juicy, but it's the end of the year crackdown shit, where, like, I think he's just got a lot on his fucking plate, so he hasn't been on as much. He's been fucking busy, which is understandable. So I haven't been able to play with Juicy much, because normally what I would do is, I would play with Ryan or Luis, and Juicy, which Ryan and Luis have been on more often, which has been fucking nice. Because that's helped me take a little bit of break from all the bullshit. And but I've been playing with them, and we've been playing Apex a lot, so I've been getting into Apex and really enjoying it. I got to admit, I like it. I prefer when we have like 3 people, but like out of all the battle royales, it's the most manageable when you're like 1 person down. Because, and I've been wanting to get to Battlefield 5, because me and Josiah were like really fucking. We haven't been able to get anyone to play the Battlefield 5 battle royale. But it's like, if we had, whenever you do, let me know. I'll fucking put the shit out of that. But I still don't want to give up on like Apex and stuff. But like right now, I'm pretty much done with Siege and I'm done with PUBG. We keep trying those games, but nothing fucking works. And then the over competitiveness on Siege basically just killed the whole Siege. Like, literally when I play, there's always a bit of competitiveness, but it normally ends in, like, we're just chilling and relaxing and we can take a loss, or, like, I don't want, like, people fucking rage controlling bitches, fucking fine, or just people screaming at each other, and, like, I love Josiah to death, because Josiah is the only one of my friends who, like, really doesn't get that way. He did get that way the other day when we were playing ranked on Overwatch. It's like, I only have specific characters I play, so like, I can play everything but healers, and I can play some tanks, but I can't play every tank. But I still have like more people down. But like, he was getting mad at me because I couldn't play certain fucking healers. And then he got fucking mad and blew up at me, and I'm like, this right here, this is...
Shoot them all!
Yeah, like Josiah, someone who never gets toxic. The other fucking day when I played with him, and like he kept wanting me to get all these fucking characters, and like he was kind of acting a little similar to Sean and them. Still not as bad, but like I was trying to tell him like I can't fucking play as this character. But he was like, no, play as this character. We need it. So I went, fuck it, okay. And like I just couldn't fucking do it. So like I got mad and I was like, I literally switched out of spite. See, look, this is how much of an improvement I have, and I'm still not playing with this character. I'm like, I get that we need that character, but I can't play it, so that's a problem right now. And I didn't say it correctly, but I was like, see, because he was fucking chuckling on about it, and then he blew up. I know I didn't handle the correctly, but it was just that. And then at the end, he wanted us to evaluate when we got the rankings, and I was like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this person? So I don't think Overwatch is going to be a permanent thing for me. Because if it can make Josiah spiteful, that's it's not a healthy thing. At least not to me. So I was like, maybe we should play. Or at least rank to just play casually. Because like the moment we popped into rank, it was a whole new fucking ball game of personality. It's, not for me, not for me.
Look out what I've been saving for you! Better run!
No, it's just. Yeah, and I think I'm kind of starting to avoid games like that. Like they've just really been able, like those games make an impact on me and not a positive one. Like I remember every fucking bad thing that happens because of the way it's fucking handled and the stupidity. And that's if you memorize something for all the bad things, it's clearly not a good game. It can be for some people, and some people can handle it better. But I don't. Not. So, Josiah and me have basically been by ourselves for like the last week and a half, and we haven't been able to get Sean to fucking play with us. We haven't been able to get Sean to fucking talk to us. We got him to join our party once, and whenever he joined our party, he was playing a single player game, so he was like irritated and mad at us, which is like among our group we're just like, hey, if we're playing single player games, we still like join each other's party and talk to each other, so it's all cool. But it was like, nah, it's just what having it, and like it was a bad ordeal. And like yeah, exactly. You can function on separate games. It's not hard, but I don't know. And then like another thing is like this entire year I've been trying to get more people to play with. My biggest problem is Sean. Sean just like, the moment he meets someone, he just basically decides if he hates or likes them, and most of the time he hates them. Because he's got trust issues and a bunch of other shit. I'm not going to go into it super deep. So, like, I'll introduce someone, he's like, no, I don't fucking like him, I don't ever want to play with him. And, like, for some reason we just got this fucking rule, like, no one can join the party without an invite or everyone loses their fucking mind. Me and Josiah are pretty relaxed on it, Sean is not. Like, that was a rule made by the dickheads we dropped out of the group, but it's something he still holds strongly to. Oh, see, and the thing is I don't give a shit. I'll let people come in. When it's my party, I don't set it as invite only, because that shit's fucking stupid. If people want to play with you or people want to talk to you, then they have every fucking right to talk or play with you. Like, I'm down for it. Like, when I play video games, I want a chilled environment. I want like, hey, all my buddies just sitting here talking. We might not be all playing the same fucking game, but we're having a good fucking time. Basically, that's it. Which I think that's one of the best environments to have, in all honesty. But it's just lately, like, I can't bring anyone new into the group with Sean. I can't fucking get a word an inch wise. Fucking, he gets mad and he takes it out on other people, and I'm just like, I've been having a vent. I'm literally just like so fucking done. And like my brother, who like fucked me over royally when he apologized. At least he fucking apologized. Like, he pulled some fuck shit, but he apologized. Like, I can have Sean like do some fuck shit and I'll never get an apology. He won't even realize he did anything bad. And that's one thing that like really pisses me off. And then they're like, well, that's just the way he is. And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't fucking agree with it. But that's something I've had to deal with from the beginning of this trip. Because like, I mean, when we started off in our friend group, it was weird because he used to send me messages when he was upset or mad. So we'd all be in the party having a good time, and then I just like, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? No one else knows. I'm just sitting here with these like fucking death notes shit, and I'm just like, I don't feel comfortable. And like, we would do that shit constantly within the first 4 months of us being friends, which didn't set us off on a good point. And then apparently just, he says he didn't hate me, but like, he did not like me when we started off, because me and Josiah got like an argument about politics, but like, it wasn't unhealthy. We were just giving each other shit. We like, none of us were actually taking it seriously. So we took it out of context. I didn't like me. So I had to get over all this shit, and then he got split up with that group of dickheads. So I finally thought we were all good to go, everything was fine, but like, he's starting to like kind of revert. And there's this one guy he fucking plays with. Like, Josiah, if he does something bad, Josiah will be like, hey, you're kind of pushing it. And he listens to Josiah. He doesn't listen to me. But there's this one guy he plays with that's more of a negative influence than a good one. And every time Sean does something fucking bad or fucked up, he'll agree with him. And this dude like fucking let his girlfriend take his mic at one point. And like raided us and pulled a bunch of fuck shit. Fucking. And like he was sitting there listening the whole time. And we were like, dude, what the fuck? Like that's some fuck shit. And then he didn't talk to us for weeks, and Sean was like, I'm done with him, I disown him, we're done as friends. And I'm like, well, that might be for the best. But like, he'll take them back in a heartbeat. But if I do something bad, he won't talk to me for fucking weeks. So it's like, if I have to deal with all that shit, and at this point it doesn't even feel worth it, how inclined do you think I am at this point? If your answer's not very, you're right on the fucking side. Like, honestly, I've just kind of come to a point where I'm like, dude, I'm about fucking done, and like Josiah loves him to death, and Josiah tries his damnedest, but at this point I think Josiah's almost done. And that takes a lot to make that dude just go, fuck, I'm done. Because he sticks through more bullshit than I ever could. I'm basically at the point where I'm like, I want new people, and if he doesn't fucking like him, fuck him. Like, I used to play with DJ, but one day Sean and DJ had this really dumb fucking argument. And it wasn't like dumb, it was Sean used to be super like against alcohol and shit like that. He drinks way fucking more than I do. So like, I used to drink while playing video games, but it wouldn't be much. I very rarely was ever drunk while playing video games. I think I've only ever been drunk one time while playing video games, truly drunk. And it was, we were playing a fucking raid on Destiny, and they were sucking dick, and I was drinking out of my misery away. And him and DJ got in an argument about DJ saying it's healthy. It's fine for me to drink because I'm old enough, and there's no fucking problem with it. And then Sean just decided to play with DJ. So now, like, I can't play with DJ without being separate from that group, which pisses me off. DJ wasn't a bad kid. He was a little awkward, but not a bad kid. It's basically at the point where I feel like I've got an annoying mom, which I already have one, I don't need two. I'm basically one fucked thing from just telling him to go fuck himself. It's been unhealthy from the start. Like the only good ones I had was like Steven and Josiah, but Steven doesn't play anymore. Josiah doesn't. So like, I could tell from the beginning that I was kind of fucked. Honestly, this group has had more of a not Josiah, but everyone else has had more negative than positive influence on me. And there was one point where I just almost left and left everyone, even Josiah, not for his fault, just because I didn't want to do myself, because I shoot. Then the group split up and I thought it'd get better, but it's better with me and Josiah, but not really with Sean. It's basically too far. Yeah, you're probably right.
Nailed it.
But no, I'm literally just looking for a new group. I'll go fucking searching. That doesn't fucking matter. I need a new group because it's basically come to the point where like Josiah's a main and you're back now, so I'm hoping to play a lot more with you. But like Sean's not. Sean's a definite not a. I'm gonna play with you. He's just. I don't know what the fucking deal is. He won't talk to me. He won't say shit. So I'm still left with more questions than answers. And I just want to find a group of people that's either fucking relaxed or just down to play fucking games without fucking drama, bullshit, anything. Oh, you always have been. and I've appreciated that. Although I didn't always get along with some of your PUBG friends, just because I think one or two of them. Not from something bad. It's just I faintly remember multiple times I was playing with them, and they were like, "Oh, we won so many games. Oh, we're so good." And you and me are like all the way across the map, and they've just gone their own way to loot shit. And I'm just like, "Are you fucking with me?" And they like left us to die multiple times, and I'm like, I'm not having a good time. So they weren't ever dicks, but they were a bit lone wolfy. Games that required teams, and that was a big no for me. It's basically like I never disliked them, but I cannot agree with their like gameplay methods. It's basically just yeah. But there was also like a lack of communication. It was like I could play with you fine, but like the moment we got like I think it was only like 2 of them too. It wasn't all of them. It was just like 2 of them. But the moment they like, like 2 specific ones would join in, all I would remember is like everybody fucking lone wolfing it, and then us dying, and then them getting mad at us, and I was like, what? I don't understand.
That was all me.
Yeah. But like I used to play with you. I used to play with DJ like a lot with DJ. I used to play with Juicy a lot more. Like Juicy used to have way more free time. And then like I played with a buddy of mine named Tyler, but like he's gotten off, so I lost him. And then I used to play with Tex and Ritz and all them, but like their friend group got weird and drama shit too. So like sometimes they'll come back and talk to me, but most of the time I'll never fucking see them.
You found another piece of the key without my help. Or did you? I'm always watching you, friend. Be careful. Others are starting to see their own opportunity.
Like ever since I've been at Ulysses, I shit you not, I've gone through like 3 friend groups. They've either just like disappeared or split up without anyone fucking talking, or it's just been a fucking drama fest and I don't want to fucking be a part of it, so I leave. And like, it's fucking video games, man. A thing to chill, relax, have a fucking good time. Yeah, and that happened a lot with the group I'm still currently with. It was like, my biggest thing is like, I used to get like fucking basically verbally abused by like 2 of them. I shit you not, it got to the point where it was that bad. And basically, it came to a point where it was so bad, like if the other guys weren't in their parties, I would never join. But the other guys were like, we like this one, we don't like the other one, it's all the other one's fault. I'm like, no, they're both assholes. And they didn't figure that out till like the group had split up like twice. And the only reason it got back together is Sean. And then there was a big ordeal with like the dickheads that were mean to me, found out a bunch of secrets without me ever telling them. And then they told me who told them, and it was fucking Sean. And I'm like, you know, I wouldn't ever believe you, but the details you've given me are so convincing, I can't deny it. So there was some 2-timey shit going on, which didn't help the situation. And it was just like, I don't fucking know. He, like, I'm gonna admit it, Sean's like a fucking girl. We think he's bipolar, which might explain a lot of it, but we have no fucking clue. Because 1, he doesn't talk to us. We know he's got mental problems, but he won't talk to us about them. It's basically just been a shit show constantly. And then when we finally got separated from them, it was like peaceful for a few weeks, and now it's back to being fucking crazy. So I don't fucking know. I'm basically at the point where like, oh yeah, and like I thought it was all over, and then I joined a fucking party of bullshit with Sean and his friends, and then now they're back and fine and act like that. Like, the one thing that rubs me the really wrong way is people who are in friend groups where they constantly hurt each other, or they're just dicks to each other and it's not a healthy relationship, and then they just go back. And it's like, what? Why? That shit makes no sense to me. It shouldn't. For some reason, they still fucking do it.
Haha!
And
Efficient and effective. What you want?
like fucking high school trauma shit. Shouldn't happen.
That's another one.
And like, I'm out of high school, dude. I'm 3 years into fucking college. I don't want to deal with this shit. I've literally started using looking. Yeah, I've literally been using looking for groups on Xbox to find people, because that's the point I'm at. I'm like, dude, I'll fucking take anyone. Which is that's a definite sign of shit's bad. Because I can deal with a lot of bullshit, but like, when the bullshit's with the friends, and then a friend group becomes more dramatic than a fucking horny schoolgirl's fucking love life, then I don't know what to say. I think I'm fucking done. And the worst part is like, it could be more bearable if people would realize, oh, I fucked up, I'm sorry, and apologize. Like, that's all it fucking takes, is an apology, and people will realize, hey, we're being assholes. But what I've been getting lately is just, hey, I'm being a dick and I know it, but I'm not going to address I'm wrong. And even when other people point it out and I'll admit to it, I still won't address I'm wrong. And
Don't be shy.
that
Come right in.
that's just stupid. And like, Josiah and Sean are supposed to get along, but like, I've got Sean in the backboards fucking talking shit on Josiah. So we'll have parties, like me and Josiah, we're intellectual, I'll admit, so sometimes we talk about history and politics. Well, history and politics find a way of mixing in with one another. They always do, that's how it works. We're both history majors, so that's just how shit's going. And I don't know, fucking Sean's like, I'm left now, but Sean still has like right-sided beliefs. And when me and Josiah are just having a conversation about fucked shit that happened in the past with politics and stuff that's in history books, Sean will get mad and say we're getting too political. But he won't tell Josiah, but he'll send me text messages, and I'm like, dude, I don't want this backboard shit talking on the fucking phone while we're playing video games. If you got something to say it in the fucking party. But I don't know what the fuck it's been, but it hasn't gotten better, it's only gotten worse. And there's a whole lot of, instead of he said, she said, there's a whole lot of, I'm going to say shit behind other people's back, but I'm going to send it to you. And it got so bad at one point with all the weird fucking shit he sent me on Xbox Messenger. Like all the, I feel bad, I'm going to kill myself or shit like that. That he must have realized he fucked up. So I had like, I shit you not, 50 suicidal messages from fucking Sean on my fucking Xbox at one point. And he went back through that messenger and deleted them all and set them to private so not even I can see them. And I went, that's how you know you fucked up. Like, if you're trying to cover your tracks like that, like, I know for a fact you fucking did it. But now you're fucking deleting conversation pieces, like, you know you're guilty and you're gonna hide shit. That's fucking stupid. If you think you have to cover your tracks in a friend group and fight shit, yeah, that, and literally when you joined our party the other day, I was playing with Ryan and his brother, who his brother's new to Xbox, and I was like, fuck yeah, new people. This is what I fucking need right now. And then you joined and I went, holy fuck, I might be able to get my old friend group back together. That'd be fucking swell. Because I fucking hate being a part of this new one I'm with. Josiah is literally the only good piece. The rest of them are a fucking mixed bag of fucking shit. And I just don't want to deal with drama. I don't want to deal with bullshit. I don't want to deal with all that shit. And if I'm having to deal with it constantly, there's no fucking reason for me to be a part of it. And when we were in a friend group, I remember you were telling me about like friend groups you used to have that like went and fucked off or did fuck shit like this, and I really couldn't relate because I had friend groups that like just disappeared at that point. Now I've had friend groups that are just fucking assholes.
You killed the ugly one. I asked Pierce to give you Class A clearance, and she declined, so I stole her robotic arm until she'd give it to you. You should have little trouble moving forward. Are we friends? I think I
But
would enjoy that.
it's just there's no reason for half of the dumb shit that happens, any of that shit. There's no reason for any of this bullshit. And if you can't keep your drama out of fucking video games, man, like you've got serious problems. Because video games are your escape. Yeah, video games are supposed to be your release. They're a thing there to help you escape all the bullshit. It's an escape from reality. And if you're not using it for its intended purpose, you shouldn't be playing fucking video games at all. It's my honest to God opinion. Is he the fucking robot with grappling hooks? Yeah, no, that game's good, and recently Ryan and Luis have gotten into it. They suck at it, but they try their hardest. Ryan's decent at it, but like Luis hasn't played video games in fucking years. So
There are new missions available at the middle of nowhere bounty board.
honestly, it depends on what fucking guns I use, to be honest. But no, so like they're getting back into video games, and like I went up to Ulysses during break, and we all kind of had a talk where it was like, hey, let's just all fucking play games again and have a good fucking time, because Luis told me he was getting back into games. So we went and watched Captain Marvel, and then we all just fucking played video games all night long. And then I think we all realized that like Ryan's been so busy with school, but he doesn't have a job, so he's been busy, but he's also been depressed. So he stopped playing video games, and unless you like send him a direct message, he won't get online. So you're so used to like other people being like, hey, I see when you're online and I'll join you. You have to like personally invite Ryan, but half the time whenever I get online, I have other friends online and I completely forgot about him. Not anymore. Fucking I'll fucking invite him or send him a fucking message to get on ASAP now, because that's the point I'm at. Like when I lived with Ryan and Tony and all them for a while, and like I got to admit, being roommates with them was shit, but Ryan's still my friend. Ryan had gotten depressed when we were roommates, and that was our only like issue. He just wasn't all there, not like tension wise, he just emotionally he wasn't there. So that was basically it, and other than that we were fine. But I mean, me and Luis, we're very similar, but we're also very different. Like whenever I get kicked into the mud, I'll get back up and say fuck it and fight, but whenever he gets kicked in the mud, he has more of a tendency to like gripe about it and then give people advice about how to gripe about it. So that's been our biggest deal, where I'm just like, dude, come on, better than that. So that leads to arguments. But other than that, me and Luis are fucking cool. And Ryan's brother's Tony's really nice. So I've got 3 people on. I've got you on now, and I've got Juicy, which is 5. It's just to have us consistently on is an issue. So like bigger 4-player group games might not be the thing right now for the group I have, but like I want to get to the point where I find a few regulars, so I can have people to play certain games with. Like you're getting Battlefield 5, which will help me and Josiah out, because like it's a 4-player battle royale, but like even having 3 players is so fucking helpful. And like, I want to go through all the Borderlands again. So I bought the remastered version of 1 because the original version of 1 for some reason just doesn't let you stream it. I don't know why. It's weird, but all that shit. And I bought this game because I'm system share with Sean right now, but I'm thinking of taking it away. And like, I'll give it to someone else, but in all honesty, most of my system share games are single player. I said most of my single player games are most of my system shared games would be single player, because me and Juicy do this deal where we just go halvesies on games, or sometimes I'll buy a multiplayer game, but most of the time it's like, 2 games came out, but none of us want to pay full price for both of them, so we'll just throw a full price down for one, and then the other one will get the other. So it's like that's kind of how we do that shit. So like most of my multiplayer games, not all of them. Battlefield 5 isn't. Battlefield 5 is a fucking disc. But Battlefield 5 is a disc, and I've still got a handful of them to myself. But like any current, like the new Far Cry, I have that through Juicy.
Kill them all!
Nailed it.
Was it with the people you were living with that you were system shared with?
Oh, you know that hurt.
Oh yeah, well, system share is, if you always have connection to online, there's no reason you shouldn't do it with some of your friends. But also, like, if your friends ever stop playing, like, you have a right to take it away from them, because they're your fucking games. If your friend becomes a dick at some point, or does anything, you have a right to take it away. And like, Josiah's system shared with Sean, like, much like I am. But Josiah took his away because Sean was like, hey, basically, Josiah has a best friend named Steven. And Steven, his main priority in his world is his girlfriend, which is fine. But he's a little whipped. Not so much bad, like, at least she's likable. So it's not, like, painful, but but also, it's to the point where he's like, he has other priorities, so he doesn't get on Xbox very often anymore. And when he does, it's a fucking miracle. And so Josiah took his system share away and gave it to Sean because Sean was like, hey, I'll play these games with you. And then Sean never did. And then my brother and me were originally system shared, but my brother pulled some fuck shit with the whole talking shit debacle. So I was like, well, I'm taking away your system share, you little shit. Maybe you learn your lesson. And I gave it to Sean, and he's like, I'll play these games with you. And then, because he had shit internet, and he didn't have any games, and now he has a job, but he doesn't buy anything for himself. So most of his games consist of, right now, of either through Game Pass or through me. And he doesn't fucking play those with me like he fucking promised. So I basically up and decided, I'm like, well, then there's no fucking point in me staying system shared with you. Well, now you're finally good and at a good place where you can finally play games again. Sorry, I paused because I meant more along the lines of now you're finally out of the whole like shit situation. But oh, where you move like a fucking mile an hour? Yeah, that shit.
Searching database. Your DNA has been granted Class A clearance. Lowering bridge.
But no, I'm basically at the point where like, if I have to deal with another fucking bout of drama, I'm just either gonna fucking separate, just play with fucking Josiah, or I'm
Instrument readings suggest we may
no,
find another vault key
stay
fragment
with
at the trash
Josiah.
house.
Like, and
Unfortunately,
and then
the
I'm also
inhabitants
probably
of
just gonna take
Jamestown
Sean's system
smell
care
of
away just
alcohol
because.
and ignorance.
Uh,
They like science as
if
much as I like
someone's
the
gonna
idea
treat you
of
like
music.
shit and not
Music is
apologize for it,
wasteful
and
stupid.
just be rude to you for no fucking reason, you can blame it on being bipolar. That's fucking fine. But if you still don't realize it as bad and apologize later, then I don't really feel sorry for you. Because my stepmom's bipolar, but the difference between her and Sean is after she pulls some fuck shit, she apologizes and immediately knows it's wrong. I don't get that.
Somebody shoot this guy!
That's fucking dumb.
Kill him now!
Like, I understand, I get it, but like, there's still correct ways to handle it. Like, you don't get complete leniency.
I love this damn thing.
As long as you realize the shit you did was wrong when you flipped your switch, you're good. But, no, it's just... That's basically where I've been lately, and... I'm basically one fuck you away from just being done with it all. And I have every right to be, because I've been a part of this friend group since I've been at Dodge, and I went to Hayes, and now I'm back in Oklahoma. So I'm not even up in Kansas anymore. And the entire time I've been through this friend group, it's literally just been an up and down fucking roller coaster with everyone but Josiah. And I basically just decided, I'm like, there's no fucking reason for me to deal with any of this shit, or to me to keep putting up with it, so I'm just like, hey, you're on now, Ryan and Luis are on now, Tony now has a fucking system and a bunch of other shit. I'm like, well, I finally got people who aren't inconsiderate pricks. Maybe I'll have a good time. Well, another thing is like we kind of have like a sense of we kind of have a sense of like we joke around with each other, and we have fun when we play together. I've almost completely lost that with everyone else, and it's just led to like exactly, and as one should. And it's basically just led to me being, I'm not having a good time, and I'm not feeling it, and I don't feel comfortable in this environment. I don't feel like I should be obligated to stay. Like I don't owe them anything or anything like that. Like Josiah's cool, and I'll never stop playing with Josiah, but like if shit keeps going the way it's heading with fucking Sean, I'm not. My biggest set off was when the other day, this game tells you when you go into menu and when you're playing your game. And I tested it. It's actually not fuck like with some other games. It's spot fuck. So I'm like, oh, okay, sweet. Well, the day I bought this, he's got slower internet than me, so I waited and let this and a bunch of other shit downloaded and wanted to start the next day, and I'm like, sweet, Sean will play with me. But he'd already been weird with like Borderlands 2 and some other shit in the past, so I was afraid something bad would happen. Well, my fears were confirmed when I woke up in the morning and I was like, oh shit, he's playing the game already without me. What? Didn't even give me a heads up. So I waited till I got out of class to send him a bunch of invites. He was awake at this time. This is what his story ends up going. He ignored every fucking invite me and Josiah sent him throughout the fucking day. And then he says he went to sleep. And this is where we fucking caught him. I went and joined his game because he didn't have it set in private. And I joined in, but then I got kicked. But it wasn't by the game, because when you get kicked by the game, you get an error message. When you get kicked by someone else, you just get kicked, which was the dead giveaway. And I've been testing that lately in the last few days. So I was like, well, while we were checking his profile while I was getting kicked, and it showed him go to his menu, back into his game, and then set it to private. And then I wasn't able to join him after that. Meaning he was the fuck awake because he hadn't had it set to private at any point at that time. And then after that time where he said he was asleep, he did that. Then we messaging him and we're like, dude, what the fuck? We just saw that. He doesn't reply. He doesn't reply for a very long time. And then late in the night, I start sending him messages where I'm fucking pissed. So I go, how's that game I bought you, asshole? I was beyond done, dude. And like, I asked Josiah, I'm like, we both know right fucking now that he lied. And Josiah goes, no. And I'm like, no matter what he says, he's at least caught doing 2 or 3 fucked up. And instead of telling us he doesn't want to play with us or this and that, he's being fucking weird and just not talking to us. And Josiah goes, yeah, no, you're right. So I'm like, oh, well, fuck. We message, and then he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I've been asleep for the last couple of hours. And then like I sent him a message because he said that, but he was fucking lying. He said he'd been asleep for 4 hours, which means he would at least have seen our shit. And then he also said, I'm normally set to private, which was a dead giveaway that he knew that he wasn't set to private and that I joined. So that was another thing we fucking caught him on. Because it switched from open to private on the time frame he said he was asleep and on the time frame when I got kicked. Yeah, catch it. Yeah. And the whole time he's trying to act like, oh, he didn't pull this shit. Everything he says contradicts everything that fucking happened. Like, he's so caught in a fuck you, but he doesn't care. But he won't play Borderlands with me for some reason, so I'm like, okay. He tries to pass it off like he's good. We explain the situation, and that's the defense we got. Which still proves, 1, he fucking lied. 2, he was awake during the time frame we sent him invitations, and that he's trying to cover his ass, but we caught him because it sends you an error message when you get kicked, meaning he willingly went into his menu and kicked me and continued playing. And then pretended he was asleep. And the game tells you when you're playing. So afterwards, before the conversation we'd had, I'm like, okay, if you're really right, send me a picture right now. I said, send me a picture of your menu. And we were watching his profile of it to switch to menu. He sends me a picture of his pause screen. And I'm like, no, asshole. Your menu. He doesn't ever send me a picture of his menu throughout the entire thing. Which is another fucking giveaway. Because he knows we're going to catch him. Because the game will tell us he's in his fucking menu. So he doesn't do it. And then he pretends like he goes to sleep for the rest of the fucking night. Which is another fuck you. And then he gets mad at me, and I'm like, how's that game you bought? How's that game I bought? And he's like, well, I already bought this game. And then he joins our party in the morning, and he goes, well, I'm going to buy it tomorrow. And I'm like, you just lied again. Like, you have lied to us 5 times and proved that you're full of shit. And in everything you did, there's at least contradiction to the point where you know you fucked up, but you won't address it. And that was basically me. That was basically at the point where I said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done. If I have to deal with drama and shit like this, I'm just gonna share with him. He doesn't even have the decency to fucking play with me or like talk to me in any fucking way, shape, or form. I'm not gonna waste my fucking time. And that is why I am unbelievably mad at him. Because I've had to deal with all that bullshit in the past. And now he's pulling this shit for no fucking reason. And I just said, you know what? This was the last straw. This was it. If we catch you doing something and you lie to us 5 times, I don't have a reason to trust you. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm to the point where, like, my brother fucked me over hardcore before he left and pulled some fuck shit at the holiday. And I'm willing to forgive him.
This'll help.
And play with him over Sean. Which should be a dead giveaway for how badly I've been treated in the last few weeks and days. I am honestly just fucking done. So, those were the last straws, and that all happened literally, I'd say it happened 2 days ago. The day before you joined. So, yeah. I'm still hot off the trail of that shit, and still very much mad. I kind of have every reason to be. And most of this could just be resolved with, hey, I'm sorry, or hey, I fucked up, but instead he just continued to lie, and I'm just like, yeah, no, we're not good. And the added injury to insult type situation of that was whenever he went and said that he might play with us on Borderlands. He wasn't sure. Type shit. He was completely eager to play with his other fucking friend. He even openly said it in the chat or in our conversation in our party. And he was like, yeah, I'm definitely down to play with him. And then we asked her, well, are you down to play with us? And he goes, well, I don't know. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of answer is that? Have that game?
Oh, you know that hurt.
And I can very easily take it away. Which is why he's like, yeah, I'm gonna buy that game definitely now, because he realizes I'm on the fucking edge of just taking that shit away. Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of thinking about it. I don't fucking know, because I don't want to make... Because Josiah was the one that said it. Said for me to do it, but I don't want to... I'm kind of just waiting, because one of the reasons I'm waiting is like I'm kind of wanting a situation where he just goes, fuck you, or just is a dick, so I can do the same thing that I did to Bryce, where I caught Bryce talking shit. And you know what's funny? Bryce apologized to me after we did all this shit, literally the other day. But I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I think that's the last straw. Say goodbye to your games and take them away, because I feel like that's the best way to end it. Because the thing is, it's not an if, it's a win. Because lately he's just been pulling fucking shit, like bringing me Messiah, and like not talking to us for fucking weeks, and then pulling that shit. That's what we came back to. Was him doing that. So you can imagine how pissed me and Josiah were. And honestly, I think we're like, even though me and Josiah were trying to work our way through it, I think we're both honestly. That was basically the last straw where I turned, because every time I was like, hey, I'm gonna try to get more people to join our friend group, and Sean was like, no, fuck no, this and that. Now I'm just like, you know what? Fuck him, everything he fucking thinks. And if he's got a fucking problem with someone, he can fucking take that up with himself. Because I'm not here to seek his fucking approval. I'm not here to even care about his goddamn opinion. Because he hasn't listened to me. He hasn't fucking communicated like an actual friend. Hasn't done anything besides just be an absolute dick. And if you're gonna be a dick, you're gonna get treated like one. That's how that shit works. And if maybe you learn humility and can apologize and realize, hey, you fucked up, you might get a second chance. But in all honesty, in the 2.5 years I've been friends with him, 2 years I've been friends with him, I don't think it's gonna happen, because he's not that kind of person. He's the kind of person that does something stupid and he knows it's wrong, he won't admit it. So I'm never gonna get that. Which is fine, because if I have to fucking separate from it, I will. Because if I'm this fucking miserable and trying to, like, overcome the shit my friend's doing, then he's not my friend. That's basically the point I've got to. And the worst part is I don't even think he realizes or cares.
Can I help you?
And that's basically the final push I needed, you know? If your supposed friends, that your supposed best friends, that you're supposed to care about and helps you through a bunch of shit, you don't even care what you're doing to them or how you're hurting them, or you don't even give a shit about their opinions, you're not worth their time.
These dirty criminals control access to the trash coast. Dispose of what you will so you can investigate further.
All right, boys, take them out. Kill them all.
Bullseye!
See, I think it's happened so much to you that you're just like, immediately, exactly. Whenever shit like that happens, you're immediately like, hey, I'm gonna distance myself from it, and I'm just gonna say no. This is I've seen this before. I'm not dealing with it now. See, I haven't seen it enough, I think, to truly just be where it's like, no, I'm getting out now. It's my kind of situation. But I think I'm getting very close to that because of how much shit I've had to put through, how much shit I've had to deal with, just to be friends with one person. Just to be friends with them, I've had to put this shit up, put up with this shit. I think that's a basic show of maybe they weren't worth it after all. It's like I was telling my brother all the messed up shit they did, and then my brother was telling me that he'd pulled some shady shit to him too, and I was like, my brother's an idiot at times, and he's not the best human being, but he doesn't lie. He's got a problem where he says too much, and I almost do a lot too. But that's basically because, like, if I feel something, I'm gonna let you know. If I think that there's some ill blood or something bad or there's secrets in the background, I'm gonna make my voice heard because I don't want to deal with drama in the future. But if I'm doing all that, just to basically just cope with one individual, then it's definitely not worth it. And I think I've slowly realized that now, and I think you coming back kind of helped that, because I realized, hey, I finally have more people I can play with. Because I honestly think that, like, I've dealt with so much shit that I was playing out of him, I was playing with him, not out of want, but out of necessity for the fact I didn't have a lot of people besides them.
But she must be getting resupplied
So,
somehow.
I mean, dude, it was so bad. Like, Sekiro came out, and I didn't really talk to any of them while I was playing Sekiro besides Josiah. And I was having the best time of my fucking life. And that game is so fucking difficult that, like, I shouldn't have been having a good time, but I still was. Like, I love Dark Souls, but, like, there are times where I'm just like, dude, fuck this game. But, like, no matter how bad that game got, even with the final fucking boss, and I was miserable as shit trying to fight it for like 3 hours, I still wasn't actually having a bad time. And that basically that was when I realized, I'm like, dude, I'm not happy. I'm happy with myself, and I'm happy with the way things are in my life, but I'm not happy with my friend group. And specifically 1 to 2 people in it. And I'm like, the moment I realized that when I played Sekiro, I was like, I think I'm done. I think I'm gonna go do my own thing. And I was like, well, maybe, basically I came off that with, because that was whenever Sean was pulling his fuck shit. Came off that, maybe we can fix shit. Maybe we can get going good. Maybe I'm overgoing. So, like, I second thought myself, which I probably shouldn't have done. But I second guessed myself, and I tried to work shit out with him, and then I saw this coming out, and we talked about, like, Borderlands 3, and I was like, maybe we can all go through the Borderlands, and maybe that's maybe you might realize, oh, hey, I've been a dick these last few days. So, like, so I bought this, and then that's when all that fuck shit happened, and I'm like, no, I don't think he's ever gonna learn. I don't think he's gonna learn how to treat people, how to talk to people, how to be a decent human being.
Another notch on my
I'm more willing to deal with people that have hurt me in the past than I am to deal with him, who's been hurting me constantly for the last few days, or for the last 2 weeks. Then, you know, you've either just tugged deep enough to where I'll turn to anyone else but you, and that's basically how you know you fucked up. I honestly think I'm like you were at you, because you were telling me whenever we play with your PUBG friends, because I think you had just gotten out with another group whenever you were really getting in with some of your PUBG friends, that like something had happened and you were just fucking done. And you were telling me about it, and it like really kind of pissed you off. And I think I'm at the same level you were right then. That I dealt with a friend group with like 3 shitty people, and we kicked 2 out, and I thought that would fix it. But one of the ones I thought was good was shitty in the end, and the only people left in that group right now are almost hesitant to even play with him. And that's basically where I knew. I was like, I think we're done. I think this is it. There's like no more reason to put up with this. If we're all miserable trying to make things work, then imagine how happy we'll be when we have it.
Don't believe
When
any
we
of
aren't.
that rubbish. Even she.
So that's basically where I'm going to try to go from here. And if Sean decides he wants to play with us again and wants to see stuff, I'm going to make it evidently clear that over the last few days, over the last while, the shit that was pulled in the past and what I'm currently feeling right now. And if he takes offense or points me out to be some bad guy for it, I'm just going to say, you know what? We're done. That's it. Because he said friends fuck him over, and like I've dealt with him being a dick constantly. Constantly I've dealt with him literally basically using me as a fucking punching bag. Then he had friends who he thought were his best friends pull some fuck shit with him and screw him over or just be dicks. And like me and Josiah were here for him the entire time, but he's treating us like we're garbage. And if you're gonna treat the people that should be the most important to you and have treated you good and been helpful to you terrible, then you don't deserve them. I don't think you do. So, Fallen Apex. I don't remember who Fallen Apex was. So I think I'm going to try playing with my brother, with you, with Ryan, with Luis, with Tony, with Josiah, and Juicy more. And I think I'm going to start distancing myself from Sean. Can I help you? And, no, I work at 3:30. I said I was getting off at 3. Yeah.
I hope you're avoiding the negative element around here.
We're still
Things outside of
way,
New Haven are not my concern. I don't know who sent Tannis or why she's here, but it's
all still good over here. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do a few more side quests and then I'm probably gonna call it. But no, I figured since you joined my party, I'm gonna tell you how things are currently. I know we talked about it last night, but honestly, I think I'm down to play with any of your friends, and if we want to start looking for more people or stuff like that to kind of create a group of our own, I'm down for that as well.
Scooter asked me to tell you about a little something he needs done. You should ask him about it.
Calm down! You don't want none of this, Merc. We got ourselves a hero here.
Do you not play video games with the people you play D&D with? Oh, so none of them really have like console.
Hello! There are new missions available at the New Haven Bounty Board.
Dr. Tannis has always been very interested in us.
Better all the time.
She makes it difficult for me to trust her.
Fair enough.
Come on in. I ain't gonna buy it, probably. Hey, I'll catch you later.
And every day he's not working, he's spending time with me. Yeah. I mean, that's how it is. And like, oh, she's crazy. I was gonna say, like, relationships are fine to have and stuff. Relationships are fine to have whenever they're not fucking crazy. But I mean, like, if you're in a relationship and you got friends and you play Xbox, it's not. None of them are ever gonna want you to break up with whoever you're with because they're like, oh, he's not playing with us. But they're also gonna be very clear that it's like, it's fine that you have a girlfriend and all that. None of us are gonna have a problem with it. Just don't completely exit us out of your lives because you found it, which I think is what a lot of people do.
Get out of here, asshole! You want some of this?
And I mean, like, yeah, well, I mean, like, I consider my friends more family than most of my family just because my family's kind of shit. Like, the only good family I really have is, like, grandparents. So, like, when I have friends, I treat them like they're valued members of my family, which is why it's very hard for me when friend groups break up because, like, I make it abundantly clear that they're up there on, like, my importance scale, and so that should mean to them, it's like, hey, he genuinely cares about us, let's not be dicks. Only to respond with, hey, let's be dicks. That shit hurts me harder than it would hurt someone else, you know? I mean, literally the other day I had an uncomfortable instance with a friend I had back in high school where his fiance and him have a baby and it's teething, so she has to have nipple guards. So I had to take her to fucking Walmart to help her go get nipple guards, which was uncomfortable as shit, but I did it. Because I had to walk around Walmart with her and her baby, and like, most people when you see out in public and they see you walking with a girl and a baby, they assume that baby's yours. I'm one of those people that, like, certain situations, I have social anxiety, I'll admit it. Like, I can talk to people like no other, and I'm very good sociable, like, talking to people and stuff, but sometimes with certain situations, they either just, like, make me feel very uncomfortable, or, I'm like, it takes me a while, like, sometimes I'll put people behind a barrier. Yeah, and I mean, like, sometimes I have, like, this little barrier up, just because, like, shit that happened in my past, or, like, getting hurt a lot. So I guard myself from stuff, and I'm like, okay. Once I get to know them, I open up a lot more, because, like, most people in real life, whenever they meet me for the first time, they're like, he's kind of shy. But whenever we, like, get together and start hanging out more, I'm, like, completely the opposite of that. I'm like that with most things, but I've still got, I think I'm growing towards that, but I still got a few things that just, like, I'm just like, with, you know? So, like, I don't know, some of it's dumb, but it's just whatever. But, yeah, it does. And like me and Josiah, it's like really bothered us because we're just sitting here like, what the fuck's going on? Like why is this stuff happening and why does it need to happen?
Is there something
and like we've been generally concerned for Sean's health and well-being. So we're like, dude, something's not right. You've been acting weird. You've been ignoring us. And we thought it was his mom, just because his mom's like, his mom is dumb. His mom is D-U-M-B, dumb.
Hello again. That's all for the time being.
she could function in society, but she's stupid. Like, anything she says is just, you will roll your eyes at and be like, God. So, like, I have constant moments where, like, every time I'm playing a video game, if she comes in and she talks to Sean, I'm like, is Sean gonna rage quit today? Is Sean just gonna leave us? Is she gonna say something so stupid that Sean screams and his Xbox shuts down? That dumb. Like, so dumb, her own son. Used to miss it whenever. Wait, what? When was this? You could do what? What was it? You could. Is it when you had the Kinect? Oh, because the mics would freak the hell out? That is amazing. Well, see, I didn't really play much regular Xbox online, like regular Xbox 360 online. I never really played much of that. I mostly played... like Uno and a few other games, which is how I actually met Juicy. And then I lost touch with Juicy, and then I met him again through DJ. And the only reason I realized it is because, one, his name had, like, every profile he has the name Cookie. So he's got like 5 different profiles, just in case he gets banned, which he does sometimes. And so yeah, whenever that happens, he plays with his side profile, which is what he's had to do. And yeah, I didn't really play a whole lot of games online on the 360 unless it was like COD or Uno. But like on the Xbox One, I just invested. I had GameFly for like the first year and a half I had my Xbox, and I just played every game imaginable for the Xbox One. I would beat a game in a day, send it back, get another one in like 2 days, beat it, send it back. I was on a roll, dude. Which is honestly why I have such a ridiculous gamer score. I think my gamer score is like, I had a 360 profile that had over 1 million gamer score, and now I have one that has over 1 million gamer score again. I'm at 1,130,000, at over 100,000. Sorry, I'm at 113,719. Over 100,000, not 1 million. Sorry, because I think I almost on my old profile had 258,775. I think is what I had. And then that was my original profile, which was SCMF. Or no, it was SC Big Ripper. And then I got this one, so. And whenever I went on the Xbox One, I basically started off at scratch. But I'm gonna go. Yeah, my job's literally like 2 blocks away. It's not that far. But I will talk to you later, and I'll be on tonight, but I don't know if you'll be on then. I basically, it's my first day as assistant manager, so I gotta fill out a fuck ton of shit. I'll get off about 9:30. Oh, we can play a quick match or something, and then you can call it a night or something. I'm not gonna try to force you to play super late, but yeah, I'm not like that. But anyway, I'm gonna head on out. I'll talk to you later, Nomia.